Hey ho people, it's Stylosa, and this is going to be something which has been quite heavily requested actually. A lot of people are looking to get into YouTube, and a lot of questions start cropping up. You know, how do I actually do this? What do I go about doing this? And I thought, you know what, I'm in quite a good position to actually answer all of these questions. Now obviously this is going to be from a gaming channel's point of view, but a lot of these tips, in fact almost all of these tips, well, if we get to the stage where we start giving technical advice and things like that, yeah, that would be more directed at gaming capture and stuff like that and hardware required. But a lot of the generalized tips apply to absolutely anything, you know, any type of channel on YouTube. So yeah, why would I think I'm in a position to actually put this kind of guide together? Well, I've actually been working on YouTube for around about 18 months now, which is a hell of a long time. I know the amount of work that, you know, I know what you have to do to, you know, even try and make, you know, a small impact on YouTube. The hours involved, the workload, it's insane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of topics, and I think the best thing to start with is, are you cut out for YouTube? So, well, let's go into detail. So first of all, why YouTube? Now you need to think why you actually want to start a YouTube channel. If you're doing this for the money, that is absolutely the wrong thing to be doing, because and that applies to anything. If you go out to do something for the money, a lot of the time it will crash and burn. It will crash and burn more so on YouTube, because you have to be genuine. If you are not genuine, if you are not the person you are, if you're trying to put something on, if you're yada 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 doing whatever, people will know, and that will have a massively negative impact on whatever the hell you are trying to do on YouTube. So you really need to think, why do you want to do YouTube? You know, from my point of view, it's the reason I went into YouTube is because I see it as it's new wave media. This is like brand new, uncharted territory. This is something I want to get behind. I'm in a great position to do it, and this is what I want to do. And that was like the main driving force, you know, for me. That's why I wanted to get into YouTube. That's why I selected YouTube as the platform of choice. I wanted to make videos. I know this is a brand new thing. I want to be there at the start of it, and that's why I did it. That was, you know, I thought, you know, this could be amazing. So that's why I got into YouTube. You need to really think to yourself, why are you getting into YouTube? As I said, if you're doing this simply for the money because you think there's some sort of magical, you know, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, then just forget it. Forget it right now. Don't even bother, because that's going to get you nowhere. You need to believe in what YouTube's trying to do. You need to believe in video content. You need to believe in new media. And if you can believe in all of that, then yeah, YouTube is most definitely the place for you to go. Now the next thing is, do you love what you do? This is critical. If you do not love what you do or what you want to bring to YouTube, in my case gaming, I absolutely love gaming. You know, there's pictures of me on our Facebook page. I'll superimpose them actually on the video. When I'm a kid, I'm playing on my Amiga. You know, I've had a PC for God knows how long, years and years and years. You know, a vast amount of knowledge over the entire area of PC gaming. So naturally, I love PC gaming. So that makes a great subject matter for my channel. Now, as I said at the start, this guide kind of applies to absolutely any channel, you know, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter, but, you know, gaming being my strong point, that is why I selected gaming as my channel subject of choice. And then I narrowed it down even more to PC gaming. I don't play consoles. I don't play any of that. I play PC games. This is where all my knowledge is. So that's like, it's the ideal thing for me to do. Now, you may be a hairdresser. You might be able to show people the latest hairstyles, or, you know, things like that. There's infinite subjects on YouTube, but you really need to love what you do, because if you don't, if you think to yourself, oh hey, I'd like to make a gaming channel because I look at the big YouTube gaming channels and think, oh, they must be making loads of money and all of that, and then you start making gaming videos, that's not going to go anywhere. You're going to crash and burn, and that's not good. You really need to enjoy what you are doing. If you do not enjoy it, then do not do it, because you will get nowhere. I cannot stress that enough. You need to enjoy what you are doing. If you do not, well, just forget it. The next point is this is where a lot of people fail. Well, not fail, but they just can't do it because of other pressures going on, you know, in their real life and things like that. This is, can you do it? Now, this isn't down to are you good enough to do it or any of that, because to be honest, that's irrelevant. Things like experience and stuff like that, you will get better as you produce more videos. This is, can you do it? Are you in a position financially? Do you have the time to do it? Because if you don't, then again, you may as well forget it, because if you can't put the effort into building something from scratch, building your YouTube channel, coming up with the ideas for content, putting the hours in for the video production and all the rest of it, the channel design, the social media, everything like that, then, well, it's kind of pointless starting. You may have the best idea in the world, you might want to make the, you know, whatever channel, but if you cannot put the time in, you cannot put the effort in, for whatever reason, then don't do it. Now, I'm not being negative, I'm not saying, oh god, you know, it's okay for me, because in my situation, you know, I can dedicate 12 hours a day easily to this. You know, I can wake up, get straight on the computer and crack on with it. But that's unique to my situation. You know, everybody's different, and you need to really look at your situation in life and think, you know what, can I actually do this? And if you can, then by all means go for it. This is kind of an interesting point, this is, and a lot of people don't seem to realise this, but are you thick-skinned? Can you take abuse? Can you take the hate? Because unfortunately, haters, they're going to hate, and on well, YouTube, on the internet, it's easier for people to automatically hate, to just throw out the abuse, like, you know, it's easy. Everybody likes trolls. Do they hell? But it's easy for people to be trolls, and it's like, you know, somebody can come up to your video. Let's put an imaginary situation out there. So you've uploaded your first video. You're trying to do a gameplay or a let's play series, but your microphone's not the best. You know it's not the best, but you just want to put your first video out there, you know, see what happens. First comment on your video is, oh, effing noob, this is terrible, your microphone's shite. How do you react? You know it's bad. What do? Do you go on a hate campaign against this guy? Do you start replying, oh, you're absolutely terrible, screw you, blah, and getting all crazy? You've got to kind of resist that, because it's bad. And I'll tell you now, if you're not getting hate every day, then you're not doing it right. The amount of comments I get that are like, if you just have to take them with a pinch of salt, you have to read them and just laugh and just think, well, okay, whatever. Some people, though, they're not cut out for this, and any type of, like, I think it's the most, like, oh, it's something you've made, and somebody comes along and says that is terrible. That is like, whoa, hang on a minute, I've put a lot of time into making this video, into this channel, into this idea, and you've just told me it's terrible. I don't think so. So then you start throwing abuse back at them, and you get embroiled in these, like, hate wars, and there's no need. You know, there's no need to hate. People like all kinds of different things. You know, some people might not like your video, and they're going to tell you they don't like the video. That's not particularly a bad thing, because the actual comments on a video can be quite a good source of criticism. You know, these people, they're viewing your video and they're saying what they think, and that is a resource you need to use. If people say, well, I don't think this worked, I don't think that face cam worked, I don't think this, you know, the sound worked like that, I don't think that effect you put on your voice worked, or anything like that, you need to read these comments and be aware of what's going on. But as I say, you really need to be thick-skinned, because people will say the goddamn worst things to you have ever seen. I mean, I've been called all kinds of unmentionable words, and it's crazy. It's like, why has that person come out and just threw loads of abuse at me? It's crazy, and you really need to be thick-skinned, because if you're not, then unfortunately you may as well forget it. Because if you're just going to sit there and get involved in all kinds of flame wars and all the rest of it, then, you know, you're not actually doing what you want to do there. And that's not good, and you're not having a good time. And if you're not enjoying yourself, then, well, again, why even bother? You know, you need to be enjoying yourself, because that translates to the videos you produce. If you're not enjoying yourself, your content will be bad. So this is probably the most important thing. So we've gone over why YouTube. Do you love what you do? Can you do it? Are you thick-skinned? Now it's, what exactly are you going to do? So this depends on kind of what area you want to go into. So if it's gaming, for example, you need to think, okay, what can I do? What is my big idea? I like playing games, but what type of content am I actually going to produce? Now, I think some very simple guidelines for this, or simplistic guidelines, are do something better. So if you see Let's Plays, that's not, you know, you might see people hating on Let's Play content and things like that. It's not bad in of itself. There's just a lot of it about. So why not do Let's Play content, but somehow make it better? Some unique feature, which is the next thing. You don't have to just do existing things and do it better. You can do something totally unique. And if you can work out a format for your videos, then that is unique, or does something which is already out there but does it better, then you've got a great foundation to start building off. I mean, if you look at Unit Lost as an example, what did we think? Well, I'm like, okay, I want to do reviews and first impressions of games. Let's call it, is it pure? You know, is the game pure? That means it's good. Is it rancid? That means it's bad. But how can we make that even better than the typical, you know, because there's hundreds of review shows out there and first impression shows. Well, let's get 2 people to do it, because not a lot of people, a lot of the time it's usually one commentator. And let's build the banter between the 2 people who are commentating. So you have me, Stylosa, and you have Kirioth together commenting on the games. And then we've got Game Show, which is a topical gaming discussion, which uses our chroma key setup, so we can chroma key our heads so you can see our faces, because it's a discussion, and we take one topic and we go really into detail on the topic. We put HD game footage in the background. Nobody does this. You see, these are like unique things. Tech Lab, okay, there's a lot of hardware review shows out there, loads of them. You know, people open bloody boxes of God knows what and go, oh, this mouse, it looks fantastic, yeah, I'll give this 8 out of 10. That's not really a review in my eyes. It was like, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these review samples from hardware manufacturers and I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them for like at least a month, and then I can really tell you if this mouse, if this keyboard, if this headset is any good. So Tech Lab, yeah, a lot of people are doing hardware reviews, but if you think about it this way, it's a extended hardware review after the hardware has actually been used. It's a different angle. So going back to what I said about being, you know, what are you going to do? You either do something which is already there and you do it better, or you come up with something totally unique that nobody has done. It takes a lot of effort to come up with the ideas, but once you do, then you know you get a really solid foundation to build your YouTube channel on. And I think we'll end this introduction to YouTube, like, are you cut out for YouTube, with dedication and commitment. Because if you don't have the dedication and you don't have the commitment to follow through, then again, you may as well just forget it, because it takes a hell of a lot of effort. I mean, if I give you my current situation, I am working from the moment I wake up, and in fact it's that extreme. When I wake up, I am looking at my tablet and I'm reading my emails, I'm looking at Twitter. Now I'm getting out of bed, the computer's being turned on, I go and get my breakfast, clean myself up. Now I'm checking all my emails, I'm going through everything, I'm making sure everything's working right. I'm brainstorming new ideas, we're producing new content, videos are being uploaded, video descriptions are being produced, video thumbnails, we're doing networking, we're talking with other people, we're on social media. Before you know it, it's midnight and you've been awake since 8 AM, 9 AM, depending on how lazy you are, but the whole day has been dedicated to your YouTube channel. You know, it's been dedicated to Unit Lost, and that level of dedication is like, we're talking insane. We're talking you have to dedicate your entire life to this, because for the last 18 months I have literally worked every day, all day, on YouTube. You know, and I'd be lying if I said it's not draining, because it is. You know, it has its ups and its downs. It has the great days where you pick up loads of subs and you get loads of views. It has the bad days where things don't seem to be going right, equipment starts failing and all the rest of it. But if you do not have that sheer like willpower and dedication to think to yourself, look, this is what I want to do and I'm damn well going to do it. If you don't have that, then again, you're not going to succeed. You need dedication, and a lot of people seem to think that YouTube, oh, it's an easy thing, you know, I want to make a video, I want to do this. It's not. It's like working 2 full-time jobs. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But if you think you've got that, if you think you've got the dedication and the commitment to do it, then go ahead and do it, because you'll only kick yourself if you don't do it. So just to give a recap, we've got why YouTube. You need to think to yourself, why do I even want to bother with YouTube? You know, am I just in it for the money? Because if you are, then forget it, because you'll make no money. Do you love what you do? If you don't, then it'll show in your content and people will not subscribe to your channel. Can you do it? Some people are not in a situation where they can dedicate their entire life, you know, to a YouTube channel. They can't dedicate 10 hours plus a day to doing what they want to do. They may have children, they might have other jobs, mortgages, things like that. You know, you really have to think, can I actually do this? Do I have the time to do it? Can I do it financially? Are you thick-skinned? If you can't take criticism and you can't take the worst of abuse, haters, they're going to hate, then yeah, just forget YouTube, because you're going to get a lot of it, and you need to be able to wade through it, weigh up the ones which are valid points, ignore the ones which are just personal attacks, because you'll get loads of them. Even at the size Unit Lost is at the moment, I get personal attacks daily. God knows what the bigger YouTube channels get. It must be really, really bad. You need to decide what you're going to do. You need to come up with something unique, or build on an existing formula and make it better. You can't simply just do what's already been done and copy content, because that won't really get you anywhere. You need to have a unique direction. You need to build upon something that's already there. And this is the most critical point, really. If you don't have a good idea, a good format, a good foundation for your channel, then you're going to have problems. And it doesn't matter how much time you dedicate to your channel. If the content is not good enough, it's going to make no difference. And finally, do you have the dedication and commitment to do it? As I said, it's it's very time consuming. I've basically consigned it's almost 2 years of my life over to YouTube, and it's a lot of time, a hell of a lot of effort. I mean, I absolutely love it, that's why I do it, but there you go. So okay guys, this has been an introduction to, you know, YouTube. Why are you cut out for YouTube? There is a lot of stuff to cover, and as I said, the guide I can actually produce would be more suited for gaming channels, people looking to get into gaming on YouTube. There's loads of stuff. There's hardware, joining networks, networking, social media, loads, absolutely loads of stuff. But this has just been a general introduction. Now, if you want me to carry on making these guides, because they do take a lot of time, you're going to have to like the video and you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. And depending on how many views and likes a video actually gets will depend on whether I, bother making more content for it. Because this is a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of work for me to just suddenly jump out of my usual workflow and produce these detailed guides. I mean, in the guide itself, hopefully this is unique in of itself, where it's very detailed. I mean, I don't think there's anything like this currently out there on YouTube. So, that's it. Maybe this guide is a lesson in itself. Good lord, this is going all meta crazed. But yeah, guys, let me know if you want me to continue making this. Comment below, like, subscribe, all the rest of it. Click all the links in the description. Follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, because I tweet like a madman. And no doubt I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.